What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Redbeard here, and I am back with World of Tanks. And honestly, I think I've come up with a solution to, or at least a rotation. I'm gonna try and do World of Tanks, then some ground forces from War Thunder, and then some air force from War Thunder in that rotation. So, I'm not gonna really upload probably more than one video a week because I've been enjoying the weather here in Florida. It's fantastic. It's sunny all the time, and I've been going to the beach, golfing, you name it, I'm doing it. Plus I have a pool in my backyard, so I'm just really just chilling out all day in the sun, getting my bronze on. But as you can tell by the title of this video, I got my first Top Gun about, I don't know, 200 games ago. But considering I've played 1,400 games, and I've only had one Top Gun, yeah, it kind of makes me feel like I'm a terrible player. But I've had so many opportunities to actually get on one, and honestly, it never comes to fruition. I think it's just because I'm unlucky, and really, it's the way to get. I think I figured out to get a Top Gun is, first off, you have to be with bad teammates, but secondly, you have to be going against just as bad, if not just slightly better than your own teammates. And how? That's the example right here. I can't even really put words to describe what I'm trying to explain, so let's bring on this video. For example, the team I'm going against is absolutely horrible, but the teammates that I have are just as bad, if not worse. But unfortunately, which this is the only time this has ever happened to me in my entire World of Tanks time, this game only has 8 players on each team, and I've never had that in my entire, out of 1,400 games, this is the only game that has ever happened, and it's a tier 3 match, and I've just never honestly seen 8 people in a match. So you can tell here, there's just no flow to this match right here. Everybody's just going their which way. Flanks are wide open for the tanking, yeah, really, the tanking, and our entire team is just going straight up the middle, where their team tried to flank to the west coming south. And so, look at another kill right there, that's number 3. And as you can see, they just pushed up, and man, both sides were just horrible. And luckily here, I get the 4th kill, and I could have easily gotten a Top Gun, but literally only 8 players. There was only 1 left now, and it's just not possible. He's all the way in the back, near the spawn. There's just no way I'm going to get a Top Gun here. It could have been for the taking, I don't know what it is, guys. Maybe I'm unlucky. World of Tanks just doesn't like me. I don't know, because when I play a game like War Thunder, I've had plenty of 11 kill games, 11, 12 kill games, especially in the lower tiers. It's really easy to do when you're playing as the Russians. It's easy to get 10 plus kills, but I don't know, World of Tanks, I've only had 1 Top Gun, and sadly this gameplay isn't it either. This is another example of probably the hundreds I've had where Top Gun was there for the taking. This time, teammates weren't that bad, but it's an encounter battle. Himmelsdorf, it's just, you either go hill or you go cap, and that's what teammates do. And our team, thankfully, I was thinking about going hill, but the way I spawned in, I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go heavy alley here, and that's what I do with the Stug. Put my tank up against this cover here, trying to get it so I can just barely get my gun over, and so I'm showing them the least amount of tank front as possible, get rid of the enemy cover that they have, so I have a nice clear line of sight. And unfortunately, not a lot of my teammates went hill, but fortunately enough, this team was bad enough to where they really didn't capitalize. And honestly, as you can see, we have about 6 or 7 tanks going towards the cap right now, and normally when that happens, I just chalk it up as a loss, because that means the enemy team is just going to have an easy roll up on the hill. Their heavies are just going to take over. The hill's gone. And, eventually we get outflanked from behind as we try to cap. It takes 3 minutes to cap. And even with 3 people in the cap, it takes literally over 2 minutes to cap. So, it's a suicide, because eventually somebody's going to get hit. The cap's going to get reset. And we'll already be down way too many tanks to even pull out the victory. But here, I'm just 2 easy kills right there. A T-28 is first, I guess, a Stug. I'd say even the T-28 fully upgraded, it's just not going to win if the Stug player, such as myself, knows how to use this. And if you've ever watched my Noob to Pro videos, you guys know that I've had plenty of games in this Doug, and I know how to put this L70 magic gun to use. And so, man, look at this. It's just 3 kills and scores 5-5. And really, as you can see on the map, they are just overwhelming the hill. And so, I say, you know what? I don't see any teammates, any heavies coming down here. I'm just going to go full force. I'm going to pick up the arty kill, come up behind, and try and kill as many tanks as possible, and possibly get a top gun. But also, as you can notice, our team's starting to cap. And the one guy that came back to set the cap is now dead for the enemy team. And wow, Arty's not where they normally are. Where are you, Arty? Where are you? And oh boy, pops up right behind me on the map. I just keep going. I'm not even gonna bother. Even though I could probably aim and get at least one shot off before he can get his shot off. I decide, you know what? He's a 2-shot kill. The Stug, though the L70 is accurate and it's a good punchy gun, I can't one-shot people in this thing. And any of you Stug and Jagdpanzer 4 drivers know this. And I thought he was coming around to chase me, and whoo, well played, Arty, well played. But you're now mine. And that shot, no idea where it went. It missed somehow. And I pick up the nice little Arty kill. So nice, we're winning 8-7. And that's right now when I notice, after everybody spams, that our team just capped and we won. And it was probably the most heartbreaking, upsetting win I've had in World of Tanks in a long time. Honestly, why? Why do people just go for the cap? You get no credits and you get no experience. I don't understand. 4 kills, was behind the entire enemy force, could have easily gotten a Top Gun on that. Maybe even a Radley Walters. Who knows? I've never even had one. And I don't know if I'll ever get one, because unfortunately when I finally get on a team that, you know, is just both sides are bad and not really doing the correct things they should be to ensure a victory, I just can't pull it out for one reason or another. And I'm not coming up with excuses, but damn, that loss right there, just rewatching it just made me so sad. But this right here is my very first Top Gun, and yes, it's a KV-1. Tier 5, and everybody says this tank is overpowered, and I actually disagree. I actually prefer the VK3001H to the KV-1. Not because of the armor. The KV-1 has much better armor because it's angled, and the turret itself just seems to be able to not be penetrated as easily as the VK, even though they both really have the same amount of armor. But I prefer the VK3001H gun. The 157mm penetration doesn't have as much alpha damage, it seems, as this 75mm right here. But as you can see here, I'm going to try my best to angle, and it's KV-1. I figured, you know what, there's always at least one heavy that comes around this way, or at least one fast medium. And so I'm going to angle here the best I can. And this is where I really just felt myself take that next step, where I'm not even thinking about, you know, how to go down the side. I'm just going to sit here and wait with an angled tank. And I've seen a lot of people like Sircon. I watch Quickie Baby now. I've subscribed to him. He's great for really just showing you the strengths and weaknesses of all tanks. So if you ever, you know, need to figure out how to use your tank better, by all means, he's great. And then of course the Mighty Jingles. Not as good of a player as, say, Quickie Baby, but his videos are definitely informative and very entertaining. So as always, watch that as well. And I pick up my first kill right there. All he did was track me, and unfortunately, I got a little impatient right there, and I used my repair kit. I only have a small repair kit on this KV-1. I used it to repair my tracks just to get up. And the reason I did that was because I was very worried about artillery, because artillery loves me. And normally, because I've been so unlucky, I just get so paranoid lately when I play this game that even when I know there's not artillery, I'll constantly keep moving just because I feel that somehow there's going to be an artillery player that just magically appears out of nowhere. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, I'm the one that gets killed. So maybe it's my fault, maybe it's just bad luck, who knows. But I take on this KV-1 here. Again, that T-34 just took out my tracks. That's all he did. Nice little angling there. I didn't take a bit of damage. And right here, a wild AT-2 appears. And so I'm going for his cupola. He hits my tracks. Tracks eated up. Again, no damage taken. I'm pretty well angled right here. And this time he takes my tracks, but they don't eat it completely. He does a little bit of damage. And see, I keep going for the cupola because that's the only way. If you ever come up against an AT2, the cupola from the front is the only thing that you're ever going to have a chance of penetrating. This is the only thing. And so I back off here, take another hit. There we go. Artillery's going for me now. I told you, they seriously, I don't know what it is. Artillery just loves me. Now, granted, I am in a heavy tank, so kudos to the artillery player for choosing his targets well. But still, just, whew, yeah. So I'm going to get out of here. KV1 and AT2 together, that pairing. I could go for the KV1, get some nice penetrations in there, but as you can see, my teammates are getting absolutely wrecked right now. And that AT2 can just, it has a terrible gun. I mean, it's really not a good gun at all. But it's so rapid fire that if you give him time and, good clean shots, especially at your front and your lower plate on a KV1, before you know it, you're down half your health, and all it takes is that KV1 coming around and putting a nice shot into me, and I'm suddenly in the danger zone. So T49 right here, we're playing a little bit of chicken, and I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to sit out the open. I'm not going to cap. I'd never even think about capping, to be honest. I honestly always go for at least doing damage or getting kills. And most times, it's more damage than kills, hence why I never get top guns. And I get a little lucky here, T49. I guessed that he was going to retreat and try and outflank me. And I get a little lucky that he just didn't wait and try and come around my backside, because I would have been done for. T49 can absolutely destroy a KV1 if you can get behind the back. But I get the kill right there. Nice little kill right there. And so I know there's a second tank over here. I don't know where it is. I was thinking it was a tank destroyer over here, but because normally that's where I would be, especially on this. But nope, Panzer IV right here. And this Panzer IV, he's using, I believe he's using, I don't even know what gun he's using right now. I think it's the derp gun. I'm not really sure. I think that's why I don't know, maybe using high explosive ammo. I really don't know. I can't really distinguish that right now. But I'm tracked, and yep, no repair kit. So I'm just at the mercy. I was running that Artie wasn't watching. They were occupied somewhere else, and luckily he was. And so that Panzer IV, by the way, just not to really spoil anything, he will come to play very soon. And so I go Artie hunting. Why? Because I have four teammates all going to the cap circle right now. It's late in the game. We're up by 2 tanks, and I just don't want artillery taking pot shots at my team. And I think they really only have 2 tanks. It's a Churchill and a T1 heavy. I really think 5 tanks can take on 2 heavy tanks, especially Churchill. I had one. I'm not going up the British line anymore. That turret is just way too easy of a target, and against a KV1 or BK, if they're a good player and they know how to take on a Churchill, really, even with the best gun on the Churchill, it just feels like one of the worst tier 5 heavy tanks, especially when you get in a tier 6 match. Man, you just feel useless sometimes. I'll get 2 shots off and I'm already dead, especially when a KV1S hits you in the turret. Oh man, just horrible. So I go Artie hunting, and suddenly I was happy that I had 4 people in the cap. I thought they could all take on, help each other out and take on those 2 heavies, and suddenly I'm last alive. It was it's like, okay, well, and I spot Artie here, take him out. Awesome kill right there. Artie's not in play anymore. I don't have to worry about anything, any random deaths. I can just worry about the 2 tier 5 heavies that they have on their team, and I really didn't think either of them were going to be full health either at this point. So I figured, they don't know where I am. I'm in a KV1. It's slow. It's not going to. They probably aren't too worried about me outflanking them. But then again, they also know that I just killed the Artie. So if they knew where the Artie was, they have a pretty good idea where I am. So they do what a smart player does to draw the last remaining tank, is they both get in the cap circle. And so right now, I'm just like, man, this KV1 couldn't be going any slower right now. It just really could. And I just need to get to that cap circle. And I decide, I'm going to go where that Panzer IV was, where I knocked him out. This is going to be a good sign. I should be able to at least spot somebody. And I'll have a nice, decent amount of cover where I'm only exposing my turret, where I can at least spot somebody, maybe get a nice shot, reset the cap, retreat from that area, and then plan my next move. So that's what I do. Go down the alley here, See that Panzer IV is right there? It's perfect. Both of them, I know both of them are in the cap, so, which is good play on their part. You know, they're sticking together. You know, 2 heavies versus 1 heavy. You should have no problem whatsoever getting the kill. And so, here we go. Going in, and I knew right now, I was like, I'll get my first Top Gun, and I'll clutch this game for the win, if I can do it. And there we go. Churchill right there, and non-pen. But he doesn't really have a shot at me, and non-pen again. Okay, I know the Churchill has good armor, and it's angled a little bit, but damn. Okay, and a non-pen again. So, oh, the KV's gun just sometimes really lets you down. And you know, I noticed, looking back, I was aiming directly at his gun, but I was also trying to hope to take it out, because I know it's not the tier gun. And there's the tier 1 heavy. Tier 1 heavy, excuse me. And right here, another critical mistake. I should have just let that T1 heavy go, because right now they took out my gun. My gun is absolutely, completely knocked out right now. And they're just putting in shots. And I knew once I shot that T1 heavy, I'd take just a horrible shot right there. I'm panicky. And another non-pen on the turret. Okay, now I'm really freaking out here. I have no health. I made the mistake. I should have killed the Churchill first before even looking at the T1 heavy. The T1 heavy, same amount of health as I am, and so I fake him out right here. I act like I'm backing off. Actually get a little more better, wow. A better angle and I just peek back right here, and wow, look at that. Clutch it. First Top Gun ever. Thanks for watching, guys. You know, mistakes are always going to be made, but as long as you keep calm under pressure, you can sometimes pull it out. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care of yourself on that battlefield.